Welcome back to the nationally recognized Real Estate Radio Network's Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Radio Show on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Make sure to get great information or ask your important questions at donandgino.com. Now, back to your friends, Don and Gino.
You are back with your friends, Don Detley and Gino Franti here with our other good friend, Mr. Paul Dinkel in the house. Thanks for joining us again, Paul.
You're welcome.
And great information Paul Dinkel has brought to your attention on our holiday special. And a special Merry Christmas to you. Hopefully your Christmas has been amazing. And thank you for joining us. Now, almost 3 years now on the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show. Because this is a beautiful thing we get to do, Gino. We get to help guide you to personal and financial wellness.
And we've absolutely done that. I mean, you know, if you try to quantify how many hundreds of thousands of dollars, possibly millions, we've helped people make or save, because a dollar saved is a dollar earned. And a lot of the things we talk about is saving money, or, you know, the tax tips that we got earlier today from Chris. What a great way to save money in your portfolio so that you have more money to compound. So just a lot of really great guests, great experts, and great info.
Great information, that's for sure. And Paul, you've done a great job. We got this whole list of information that Paul put together for us. I love guests that come prepared. Thank you for that, by the way.
Okay.
It makes it so much easier. Otherwise, I'm just pulling teeth. And you've actually brought a whole dental office here, so we're all good. All right, so we were clarifying how difficult 2013 was, and those of you that were out there trying to buy a home are going, duh, master of the obvious. It was tough to buy out there, and we understand your frustrations. We're on this end, you know, putting together your pre-approvals, and it was hard on us, too, because we'd actually have to pre-approve you for multiple homes. Every time you went to another home, we're pre-approving you. Paul's rewriting up new offers and new extras. I mean, we had one buyer. How many offers did you write for them?
I don't know exactly, but I'm guessing probably 15 offers before we got one to stick.
15 offers and stuff.
Wow.
I mean, that's a lot of effort, and it gets frustrating for them, obviously.
Well, yeah, it was more frustrating for them because they were a young couple, first-time buyers. The wife was expecting, and they wanted to get situated, you know, with the new family arriving.
All right, but the bottom line is you did find them their home. You never gave up.
Well, it was very frustrating, but we kept trying. We put many offers in, and most of the offers, you had investors coming in with cash over list price. We were even putting offers in $35,000 over list and not getting them.
Okay.
Wow.
So the moral of this story, just so you know, is to help prepare you for 2014, because that's what our job is. This is our Christmas special. This is our last show of the year, and we want to help prepare you. And that's why Paul's here, and he's an expert at this. And I've watched him help many buyers. He knows his market. So he's brought in details of what happened in 2013, the frustrations of it for you. I know a lot of you went through it. We don't want you to go through it again. We want you to prepare ahead of time for 2014, because we're going to give you a little foreshadowing of what we feel is going to happen in 2014 to help prepare you, because there's some challenges coming up that might make it more difficult the more you wait. And we just went through, Paul, when you agree that there's a good chance that we're already starting to see inventories decrease, so that if we have inventories decrease, we're going to have this challenge for very little inventory. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. So we have that factor to deal with. What happens when we have less inventory out there? What happens to prices?
Well, when there's less inventory, when inventory or supply drops, demand goes up, then prices go up accordingly.
Okay.
So
that's two.
Yeah, so here's what's going to happen. I mean, if history repeats itself, right? Assuming history repeats itself this year, because when you look at inventory as it stands today, Paul, it's still a scary number, as you mentioned. It's 1/4, if not 1/8, of what it should be for Santa Clarita.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. In a normal market, you'd have about 6 months inventory. And right now we're selling about 250, 300 homes a month, so you should have, you know, a couple thousand homes. Would be a normal market. So right now it's definitely a seller's market.
Okay. So now we have two strikes. One, they got to worry about lack of inventory. They got to worry about prices going back up again, because why we're educating you out there is because you go, oh, it's slowed down, and you're going to hear the media say it's slowing down, but we don't have inventory. That's the issue. That means that there's a very, very good chance the prices are going to go up again. It's called supply and demand, and we don't have the supply. And the builders are not building homes fast enough to increase that supply. They're releasing 10 to 20 to 30 at a time. That's it. They're not doing old school where they released hundreds at a time. So we got a long time before that inventory is going to go up. So we already know that because with lower inventories, prices can go up. The other issue we've already brought up in the show is they're starting to taper. I mean, they're going to reduce the amount of the government's going to purchase less mortgage-backed securities, which means there's a good chance to sell those securities. They're going to have to increase the return, which means to you, bottom line is what it means to you. It means interest rates are going to go up. Interest rates going up means your payment's going to go up based on the same sell price. So now you have another factor to deal with is less purchasing power. Meaning to buy that same home at a higher interest rate, you're going to lose between $20,000 to $50,000 in purchasing power, right, Paul?
That's right, Don.
Well, and even worse than that, guys, because honestly, all of that stuff is bad and it's complicated and sounds like it could get difficult as a buyer. Come say springtime again. The thing that's worse for me is for those that really missed out on the opportunity, for those that didn't have an agent that was tenacious like you were to make sure that your borrowers got into a home. They potentially lost on a $400,000 house, which is an average house here in Santa Clarita. They potentially lost $100,000 of appreciation by not buying a home last year.
Woo!
Yep.
And that's just based on averages. I mean, $100,000 last year. They could have made their whole, what I feel is a reasonable family income. They could have made it in 1 year just by buying a home in appreciation. So
I don't know how many people can save $100,000 in 1 year.
Well, they can't save it.
No.
That's nearly impossible.
That's my point.
Well, some people can.
That's my point.
Yeah. But
Right.
anyways, that's for me my fear is that if they miss out on appreciation again. And then the other thing though, going back to something Chris said earlier, I was thinking about it is, these people that are going to get focused on if prices go down. What if prices go down next year? They're going to focus on that. What if we don't have appreciation, we have depreciation? We got to think more of real estate again, like Chris was talking about investments. 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the line, where's real estate going to be? Recently, I think as a country, we've become so micro-focused on what's it going to do next week? What's it going to do next month? What's it going to do for me next? It's not that type of investment.
Plus, it's your home. There's nothing like owning your own home. If you're thinking it's okay to sit in your apartment, that you cannot paint the way you want, you can't build the way you want, you can't do the things you want to do, you can't entertain the way you want. There's something to be said about just home ownership, Paul. I mean, have you ever handed the keys to somebody and they went, "Oh, I wish I didn't do that"?
I have not had that experience, to be honest. Most people are jumping over the moon when they own their own home.
I mean, are they not ecstatic? I mean, that's the best part of the job, huh?
And it's not even the first time. It's even when people, move up to a larger home. Every home is a new experience, and there's a lot of joy and happiness.
Well, the second home can be more of your dream home. The first home, not always is it your dream home. It may be just, hey, let's get in the market. Let's get in there so that, like Gino said, you can accomplish this $100,000 worth of potential equity that you can utilize to obtain your next home, your bigger home, your dream home. And that makes a big difference. Getting your first home is exciting because you own it. You can paint it the way you want. You can paint Johnny's room the way you want. You can do the backyard the way you want. Guys can do whatever they want in the garage. I mean, there's so much about home ownership. You can entertain the way you want. Then the next home, right now is a great time for the move-up buyer because these homes that are, let's just say the move-up buyer, what's the range, Paul? Between 500 and 700?
Yeah, 500 to 700.
Okay, we saw those go to almost $1 million, didn't we?
Yeah, at one time. Those homes that are selling in that price range were easily at $1 million not that long ago.
So it could price you out of getting your next big home.
Absolutely.
So then you miss that opportunity. We're talking about windows of opportunity we don't want you to miss, bottom line. That's what we're talking about because prices are eventually going to go up. They just do. Sorry, that's just the way it is. And interest rates are going to go up.
So what's the secret, guys? So we know that 2014, if history repeats itself, then it could be as hard as 2013 was. You could lose out on equity. You could lose on purchasing power. Your payment could be higher. A lot of bad things. So how do we take advantage of that now? What's the difference right now versus next spring?
Well, and also don't keep in mind that some people lost out on the opportunity to buy a home because they just couldn't make it work. So you don't want to miss that opportunity. Right now is a great time.
Actually, we're going to have to, I'm going to tease up on that because that's the important part. You want to hear this. You want to hear, I have a list of why the opportunity is good now, Gino. It's not going to happen in 30 seconds, just so you know.
32?
No. Because Paul's got too many good reasons why the opportunity is good now. So we've helped clarify for you how difficult it was in 2013. We've also clarified some of the challenges coming up in 2014 that we've already seen in 2013. This is not, unwritten information. This is stuff we already know can potentially happen. So let's talk about some of those opportunities, Paul. Is that all right?
Sure.
So with this great list you have of why they need to purchase now, we're going to give you some clarified information of why 2014 is going to be an incredible opportunity for you to take advantage of the market, whether you're a buyer or a seller. It's a great time. We're going to give you some great numbers to support these facts. When we come back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show with Mr. Paul Dinkel of RE/MAX and then Don Getling, Gino Franti. Can't wait to see you.